Where was that chance? Where was this cry of unity when your supporters shot and killed a man? Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about this Christianity Today article that is called "On a Mail-in Ballot and a Prayer, Biden Wins the White House." Okay, so I'll just pull it up right here so you can see it. Christianity Today. I don't know how you feel about Christianity Today. I think it trims the line. Okay, in a contentious election taking days to call, the Catholic candidates' faith outreach paid off in swing states. Trump has pledged to challenge in court. Okay, well, for starters, to say that he's Catholic is a real slap in the face to Catholics. He's Catholic by name only. Even the Catholic Church wholeheartedly condemns abortion and says if there's an option to vote for someone who is not pro-abortion to do it, and he is very pro-abortion. So that is a very slap in the face to Catholics. Okay, 4 days after telling supporters to keep the faith on election night, Democratic challenger Joe Biden is projected to defeat Donald Trump in a presidential race he touted as a battle for the soul of the nation. Well, all of that is 100% true. It was a battle for the soul of the nation. It's not over. He is projected to win. He did not win yet, but he probably will win. Just whether or not Trump's lawsuits are effective, they probably won't do much. Regardless, he has to legally declare that all, or at least 3 states, the ballots were not processed correctly and the whole state count should be thrown out. And the likelihood of that is very low. And to say to keep the faith and the faith that he will win, as Christians, we shouldn't be saying keep the faith to any man. It should only be to God. And that is very disheartening that Christianity Today would even put that on there. Even they have some standards. But anyway, the lifelong Catholic won. Faithful voters who mail-in ballots delayed counts in the Michigan battleground state, as well as Wisconsin and finally Pennsylvania, to take over the incumbent president in an election marked by a record-setting turnout and pandemic precautions. Final results are still being tabulated in Nevada, North Carolina, and Georgia, whose numbers were too close to call and have gone to a recount. Well, I'm almost 100% sure that North Carolina did not go to a recount, and there's been no state that's been certified yet. Anyway, Biden tweeted, "America, I'm honored that you have chosen me to lead your great country." I didn't do that. Half the country did not do that. "The work ahead of us will be hard, but I promise you this, I will be president for all Americans, whether you voted for me or not," he added, sharing a clip of "America the Beautiful." "I will keep the faith that you have placed in me." Again, we don't place our faith in men. Why would they put that on Christianity Today and not correct it? Anyway, in his victory speech, the former vice president emphasized unity and invited Trump voters to give him a chance. But where was that chance? Where was this cry of unity when your supporters shot and killed a man? Like, you can't just say it and suddenly make it true. Biden referenced Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1 through 3, saying, "To everything there is a season, and that now is a time to heal." A time to heal from what? And then he quoted "On Eagle's Wings," which is a famous Catholic hymn. It's one of my favorite songs. Trump rejected Biden's win. Well, Biden didn't win yet, saying in a statement Saturday morning that this election is far from over, which is correct. The election doesn't end until December 14th, and if it doesn't, then it automatically goes to the House, which, because of the 12th Amendment, would probably go for Trump then. Though white, evangelical, and born again Christian support for Trump held steady at 81%, according to the initial AP votes cast stats, the Biden campaign saw a boost from black Protestants, Catholics, and the small cohort of increasingly vocal and organized never-Trump evangelicals, some of whom previously voted third party. Biden did more to appeal to religious voters than any Democrat candidate for president in decades. That is not true, particularly in contrast to the lack of outreach from Hillary Clinton in 2016 or John Kerry in 2004. Again, skipping over Barack Obama, who I thought had the biggest outreach. But then again, that is Barack Obama, so do with that information what you will. Biden's faith team ran ads on Christian radio and op-eds in evangelical media sharing Biden's embrace of Christian faith in his own words. Except he doesn't embrace Christian faith because he actively supports things that he knows are against the Christian faith. And if he doesn't know that, then he should really take the time to learn what he's doing is wrong. He made gains among white Catholics, splitting the demographic with Trump, and won more than 2/3 of Hispanic Catholic voters AP. So he lost a fair chunk of Hispanic votes this election that usually go to Democrats, and the same thing with minorities. So they say that he did particularly well with these groups. These are people who did not vote for Hillary Clinton last time, so the number just rose because of that. And Trump actually took more of the black vote than any Republican since 1960, and more of the Hispanic vote, and more of the other demographics, such as the LGBTQ community, etc., etc. So he didn't gain support. It was just what usually goes to him. His campaign emphasized character, moral decency, except for the fact that he lies about everything. That's not in the article, as you can see, but, you know, and the need to restore the soul of America. Many white evangelicals, like fellow Republicans, siding with Trump, characterized Biden as an extremist, which he is, and connected him with progressive and social policies, as you can see on his website. Like Beto O'Rourke's suggestion that some churches should be taxed, or Bernie Sanders' support of the Green New Deal, both of those things are true. Trump and his evangelical allies claim that Biden would shut down churches and ministries and hurt God if elected. With the exception of hurt God, those are all things that he said he would do. White evangelicals are caught in the moment, and they do see some serious threats from Biden administration, said Daniel Bennett, political science department chair at John Brown University. I just don't know how much of those threats will translate after an election where Trump loses and they realize, oh, my church isn't being shut down and my guns aren't being taken away by the government soldiers. That is one of their goals. You can't just say that just because it doesn't happen immediately doesn't mean that it's not happening. So this is one of those things that's like, well, I know what I want, and I want you to want what I want. White evangelicals most frequently object to the Democratic candidate's position on abortion. For many years, Biden attempted to establish himself as a moderate on the divisive issue. There is no moderation. It's either you think it's murder or it's not. If it's not murder, then it's completely fine no matter what. And if it is murder, then it's not fine at all. There's no moderation there. In 2020, that became politically impossible, and Biden reversed himself on federal funding and pledged to defend women's access to abortion. Which, you know, that's what he's always said he'd do that. So evangelicals also raise concerns about religious liberty in a Biden presidency, especially the right of a small business owner, opposed to supporting same-sex marriage, such as Colorado Baker Jack Phillips, who won the Supreme Court case in 2018. Well, in the Democrat national platform, you can see that it says that that will not be tolerated, rejecting someone because of their sexual orientation or preference. In any regard, that is what it says in the Democratic platform. And Mr. I am the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, the ergo supports that. So yeah, you should raise concerns about that, because that's what he said he would do. You know, you take people at face value. When someone tells you who they are, you ought to believe them. The thing that evangelicals are talking about, and conservatives in general are talking about, is that progressive wing is getting power and bringing up significant change. It would take those two narratives come out ahead as Biden takes office, addresses the country. I'm not reading the rest of this. This is a waste of my time. So, yeah, that's the whole video. God bless you and have a wonderful day.